morning, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, Kat. I hope you all are having a fabulous day, fabulous Friday. We made it, we survived the week. Oh, I hear the little princess. Hello, sir. Would you like to join me? Yeah? Is that your new ball? Is it? Someone finally had a grooming appointment today after it was canceled on us last week. And Liam just popped out to go get a haircut, so Shadow's he was a bit upset about it. Or are we gonna squeak for the next 3 hours? Yeah? Hello? Yeah, you just gonna squeak your ball for the next 3 hours. That's okay. We don't mind. You shouldn't work yet. I need to start. Oh, oh no! I'm sorry you have a headache. Have you taken anything for it yet, or are you trying to do like all the other things, like do the drink of water, do some stretches, do like. I always have like a checklist of like, I have a headache, let's do all of the non-medical interventions first, and then you go, nah, fuck it, and I just have to do the thing. So this starfish, we're going to try and turn it into a North Star. I'm thinking it's sinuses. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm anticipating a sinus headache in the next few days because it's like -4, -5 degrees Celsius here right now, and then it's meant to jump up to +5 tomorrow. And I'm like, that's some atmospheric weather bullshit that I'm sure is gonna mess with my face at some point. But we'll see. So I think the plan for today is to beef up this middle section, and then I want to make the bottom chunkier, I think that needs to happen, where like this just needs to be a bit thicker, and I'm hoping that will also help make it less starfish-like. I posted a picture of it on the tree just to sort of give people an idea of what this looks like. Our temp drops significantly loud. Yeah, so that's probably... Do you get affected by, like, big weather changes as well, Kat? Because I definitely feel like that's a lot of what happens with mine as well. So, yeah, so I put, like, a little call out, or I posted this looking for suggestions of how to elevate it from starfish to North Star. And I got some, to be fair, a lot of people were saying that they loved it and like not to change it. And I'm like, that's great for you, but I'm not happy with it. So I still would like to North Starify the starfish. But I had a couple of suggestions of like maybe adding some ridges to it and making a bit more like 3-dimensional, giving it a bit more like geometric structure, which I think might be helpful. Embellishments was another one. I think what I'm thinking is that definitely making the points pointier. And I think the top half of this looks pretty good. I just think the bottom half is a lot longer and skinnier, and I think that might be what's contributing to the starfishness of it all. So I started capturing most of the time. I quit taking yeah. All the sinus meds were flaring up eczema. That's frustrating. You're like, I don't want to have both. But yeah, I've been taking like daily sinus medication. It's to the point where originally it was like because the summer got really bad, like the springtime. But then it's like all year round, there's just something that seems to be setting off my sinuses. So it's just become an all day situation now. But yeah, I think definitely there's just like random really dark threads in the mixture, which is frustrating. You need to get 2 so you can have one at home and keep one at work. But yeah, definitely. I know I have that because I get, because of the medications and stuff I'm on, I get like a really chronic dry mouth. And so I always have like a dry mouth spray with me, but I only have one. And so usually it's by my bedside table. But if I'm out, then I usually try to bring it with me, and half the time I forget. So I feel you with that. You have 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so the struggle is real. I totally feel you with that respect. So I made some extra fluff earlier. This one I still haven't fully like teased it out and blended it as not enough. We had some left over that I then added to with this one. But yeah, we're just trying to make this a little bit thicker, and then we're gonna try to thicken these as well. Now there is a potential, again, with most of these things, where you start something and it will and then it like, you know, comes together. This is like half come together. And then we're going to do things that are probably gonna make it look ugly as hell, but we will then make it better. You know what I mean? I wanna open the door. Oh no. Hi, Aurora. Absolutely. Lurk away. Happy Friday. Okay, this spot is still very... Just trying to... I think I've determined that this is going to be the back of the star, so it kind of doesn't matter if it looks ugly. It just needs to be thicker. But yeah, while Shadow was at the groomer today, I attempted to do a bunch of running around. I did run around, but it was a fruitless endeavor. So I needed to go to the mall to pick up a gift card for Christmas. And it's annoying because this particular institution only sells their gift cards at their storefront. So I had to physically go to the store. And they even are running a promotion right now where it's like if you buy a 25-pound gift card, they'll like put an extra 5 pounds on it. But so I get to the till and I'm like, perfect, I would like this gift card, please. And well, isn't their gift card system down across all of like the entire district? So they can't accept or issue gift cards. And I was like, God damn it. And while this is happening, I have a time crunch because Shadow's in the groomer for an hour. And it already took like 15 minutes to drive up there. And so I'm like, balls. And I had a bit more like different things to run around and do. But then I was like, well, what's the point in like trying to race around to these other stores when I have to come back to the mall anyway to get this stupid gift card? So yeah, it was annoying. But, and then I was like, oh, like, do you know? And they're like, oh, hopefully. And I was like, you obviously don't know when it's going to be back up and running. Like, I remember when I worked at Pandora and our gift card machine was down. Like, you really don't know. It's like whenever the people can come and fix it, you know? You're really at the mercy of everyone, like, of schedules. And so I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, we're anticipating probably in the next few days. So I'm going to try again on Monday. And then hopefully, like, I'm going to call them ahead of time because I'm not driving all the way out there just to turn around and it still be down. So we'll see. But I was like, oh man, it's just this is like the last outstanding thing, you know what I mean, that needs to be done. And also I already don't like, it was busy enough that I was like, yeah, I guess it is the Christmas time sort of rush, you know, of getting stuff. And then also, too, the time of day. Like, it's usually, like, elderly people and, like, families and stuff like that. So, like, everybody's walking slow. And, like, I was on a time crunch. I was a woman on a mission. I had shit to do and places to be. And so I had to, like, you know, London commuter walk through the swaths of people that were taking their sweet-ass time. But I don't blame them. It's like, especially if they've like taken the day. I don't know if they've taken the day off to like go Christmas shopping. So they have all day. Whereas I'm like, I have an hour and it's going to take me 20 minutes to get back to the groomer. So chip, chip, chop. Yeah, can't stand slow walkers either. That, and it's like slow walkers that, especially if they're in groups and they take up the entire pathway. Like, I get it if you're going to be out shit. Damn, we've not stabbed ourselves in a hot minute. I was just getting so riled up about the Christmas walk, the slow Christmas shopping walkers. We're just gonna fix this. Gonna put this on here. Anyway. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. When they take up space and there's no... Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like we've gone many like a needle felting stream without stabbing myself. But today is not that day. It's okay. It was a pretty aggressive one too. I was just getting hyped. Hello, sir. Would you like to go see if Liam is home? Yeah? Good afternoon, Saul. How are you? How you doing? You've clearly come in witnessing me at my finest hour. Yeah. Oh, I should do that. I should get one of those posters for sure. I keep thinking I need to like create one to sit somewhere on my like OBS setup, but I'm lazy and I don't know how to do that. But yeah, I need one of those corporate, like those workplace hazard signs. It's been 0 days since previous stabbing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I do have some space sort of behind me a little bit. I could like stick a little something something over there. Definitely. Okay. But yes, how are you? How are tings? How's your week been? We are attempting to de-starfish this situation. Which I think... What am I supposed to be supporting locally? I don't know. Yeah. I was wondering about you, like, with this bullshit temperature lately. Because I know we've talked about before that your, like, aches and pains and things don't seem to be... Oh! It says support your local coven. Yeah, so support your local witch coven. You're just too observant for me, Saul. I just have I just exist in the world, and you, yeah. It's from Spirit Halloween. It's one of the things I picked up when I was in Alberta. I was like, yes please. It was nice and fuzzy and warm. Yeah, oh, you like where the cold is where you are. But yeah, I wasn't sure, Saul, if your aches and pains, because they're not arthritis, that if they would be impacted by the cold or not. But I assumed it probably still would have been the case, so. Okay. Ooh, what the hell? Anyway. Blood, sweat, and tears and all that. Okay. So, I have this theory that if we make this thicker, that it might help with the transition from starfish to North Star. Only because things seem a little disproportionate right now. Yeah. Yes, that's true too, right? It's one of those, it's probably like a cyclical thing where you're like, my body needs to move so it doesn't seize up, but it's too cold that I don't want to move, so my body seizes up. So yeah, no, I can see how that would definitely be part of that. Yeah. I get to sleep in tomorrow, that'll be nice. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like the last few days, because I've been taking Shadow for his daily walks and stuff. And some of the days I'm like, do we really have to do this, sir? Like, I know it's a good idea and like it's important, but like, I don't know, man. Are you sure? Especially too, like it's not so bad certain pockets, but certain parts of like the pathway that we usually walk around is so icy. And of course when Shadow gets excited, he like zooms off and I'm like, boy, you are tethered and you are going to cause me to crack my face open if you run while I'm trying to traverse this slippery ground. Like, you need to chill or else both of us are going to get hurt. 3 more work days until you have 10 days off. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's exciting. Now it's like I've just put flares. I've just put flares on the star. No, it does not feel better. Are you calling me out, Saul? I promise you that me taking a nap yesterday had nothing to do with watching any particular film. I genuinely... Though I'm sure that could have helped. That could have helped me fall asleep. Yep, okay, sure there. I guess, you know what it is? Falling asleep unintentionally is a nicer sleep in the sense of the, like, falling down into the sleep. But the problem is when you have to wake up, you're usually like, what day is it? What time is it? What universe is it? I'm not sure what's going on. I will say, so not related to why I had a nap yesterday, but I finished Poco's Udon World, and that was that little anime I was telling you about that was like super wholesome and wonderful and made me so happy. And the ending's really bittersweet, and it like choked me up, and like it was just like a wholesome gut punch to the heart. So if I still recommend it, but just like prepared to be emotional in the last episode if you guys choose to watch it. Yeah. I fell asleep to a DVD last night and I felt the sleep was more natural than the kind of... Yeah, that's fair because it's unintentional, so you sort of like peacefully drift off. Actually, I fell asleep somewhere. Weird. It's the worst wake up. Yeah, the falling asleep part is really great. What movie did you put on? Okay. Now we need to work on shaping this to be pointier. Because this is so much bigger, it looks odd. But I'm hoping once we shape it, it will be okay. Wasn't I like, oh, Red Dwarf. Yeah. That's interesting, because isn't Red Dwarf like a comedy? Unless, because you probably find it comforting, you know what I mean? If you put on like a comfort film, even if it is like a film that's not like a slow moving sort of thing, I could see that you're like, oh, like I feel at peace. This is comfortable for me. I'm gonna have a little relax. And the next thing you know, you're asleep. Think of the cold new. Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's the thing too, right? Is because you're cold, you're like wrapped up in blankies and all like huddled up in your room or on the sofa or whatever, and it just, the pull of the warm coziness is just too much. Okay. I also think that this might be too long. So let's bring this in as well and see if that helps. Oh, for sure, but I want myself, I want to know what I've been working on. Yes, I want to know secrets. Go to sleep film is Twilight. That's amazing. I haven't actually seen all the Twilight films. I read all of the books, and then the first one came out on my birthday, so my mom picked it up for me, and yeah, I just never... I had that, watched that, and then just never got around to watching the rest. But yes, please spill all of the top secret tea. I was like, with Harry Potter. Yeah. Oh, no way! Yeah, I think the shorter is also helping. I have made 30 digital collector cards for my stream, and you can win a pack by spinning the wheel. Oh, wow! That's really cool. Are the collector cards all inspired by your different characters? I'm like, I want to know. Are they like Pokemon cards, but they're just like Sauls? All the various iterations of Saul? That's so cool. What a fun interactive component. You are truly like, wow. It's like, instead of being the Pokemon Master, what would I be? Like the Saul Master? What are these cards called? I'm sure you've come up with a cool, catchy name for them. Saul cards, mod cards, VIP cards, emote cards, show cards. And oh, that's so awesome. I don't know if you can you generate like certain levels of rarity with the drops? So like everyone will get like this one particular card when they spin, but they have a higher chance. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that possible, or is it all, they're all like evenly weighted? You know what I mean? I don't know if you can do that where it's like, oh, this is like the rare Saul card, or if that's not something that's like built into the infrastructure. Not really the soul cading chart set, but I wanted the first stories to be simple and humble. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. You know, that makes sense. You're like, I don't want to go ham on this if it doesn't kind of go over well. I think it will, though. I feel like your audience love, because I feel like you only recently brought that wheel to your stream, and I feel like it's a really big hit. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I would love that. But yeah, I feel like you recently launched the wheel and everyone got like super into it, so I can foresee the Saul trading card set being just as epic. See, that's already looking so much better now that we've like chonked it up a bit and like made it thinner. I am impressed. If anything, the fact that it's rounder actually is kind of okay. Maybe we go back to Mario Star. You know what I mean? Because you know how originally we were sort of like Mario starring and it was like cartoon star as opposed to like pointy realistic star? Maybe we still do that. Because I feel like that might be all right. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Let me just pull up. Oh, did I leave my phone? I bet you I left my phone in the bathroom because that's usually where it is. BRB, let me go get it. Oh, hello. Shadow went to the bathroom. Or you didn't move the bathroom. He's in the bedroom. There we go. There it was on the ledge. It's gonna make a pack for each stream. 2 common cards, uncommon, and a rare card. Ah, that's so awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to burp. Okay, Mario Party Star. Images. Oh, they're still pretty pointy too. You know what I mean? Interesting. But they definitely are chonkier. So I think chonky's the way to go. Okay. Ooh! That's exciting. I've never, you know, it's one of those things where I've never been, ooh. That's like a low-key, like, 90s dream, you know what I mean? To, like, be a trading card. I feel like that's one of those things where, like, trading cards were so huge because of, like, Pokemon cards and stuff. That would be so awesome. Oh, I've always wanted to. I keep seeing these targeted ads on the interwebs for people who make Pokemon cards for people's pets. And then you can, like, they do, like, the art. They do your, like, animal in the style of the Pokemon. And then you can choose, like, what is it? What element they are? What is that? What type they are. That's the word. It's not that difficult. The type of Pokemon that they are. And then, like, their different attack moves and stuff like that. And I just think that would be so cool. Though I had this conversation with people and I was like, I don't know which type of Pokemon Shadow would be. Maybe like a psychic Pokemon. Just because like his name is Shadow. So I feel like, and he's like I feel like that might fit. But I'm not sure. But I think that'd be really cool. Honestly, Saul, like, you do so much for the community. You know what I mean? It's like you're so selfless in the way that you do this kind of stuff. You're like, I'm doing this really cool thing for me, but also here I am giving back to everyone around me as well. Are you sure you're not Santa Claus? Are you sure you're not Santa Saul? Because, like, you just bring the, you know, the gift of cheer, the gift of gab. Like, who is this man? Who is this person who's just so fantabulously wonderful? You are growing a beard. Wowie wow. And honestly, I feel like Santa needs a bit of a makeover. Like, can we have Mohawk Santa? I think that would be a good idea. Yeah. That's it. It's another thing for, Oh, yeah. I forgot there were ghost-type Pokemon. Hello. Do you want to come back in? No? Okay. Yeah, I forgot there were ghost-type Pokemon. Because I feel like to make him, like, a normal Pokemon would be silly. Like, it would be normal. Did you know we can use follower emotes on the channels now? Oh! No! I didn't know that. I did not know that. Yeah, because isn't it if you're subbed, then... Oh, I don't... Because I always assumed that follower emotes were like free to all followers. But I don't understand. I feel like they've been dishing out like all the updates lately. Like Twitch has been going ham on the updates of like you can do this and you can do that and you can do this, and I'm like, slow down. I don't know what all this means. So if you follow, you can use follower emotes on that channel. But then if you sub... Oh, okay. I get it now. Yes, yes, yes. So before you could only use the follower emotes within the chat of the person you are following. But if you sub, then those follower chats then work within the rest of the Twitch cinematic universe. I understand. I understand. Interesting. That's cool. Oh, did you? Excellent, excellent. Yeah, because wasn't it you had like a booty twitching one, which wasn't actually a twerk emote. I remember you saying it was something else, but Twitch interpreted it as a twerk emote. And then you got in trouble. You got a little slap on the wrist for it. Which is funny to me because I feel like there was a big old phase where there were so many like twerking animal emotes and stuff. There's still like on Etsy and things, people selling booty emotes all the time. So it seemed very bizarre to me that yours of all of them was like so salacious that Twitch was like, not on my watch. Yeah, so I'm back, but I got these. Yeah, let me see them. Clerg. Those are awesome. You have to see where I'm at in terms of my amount of emotes. I know I have one. I think I've put a few of my emotes and like made them follower emotes. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure though, but I remember I added a couple, but then because you know what it was, is I added emotes, like the follower emotes, and then I think I tried to use them in another chat and it didn't work, so then I rearranged them, but now obviously that works. I think because I went to put my raid emote into followers, and then I was like, why can't I use my raid emote? So it explains now that why that didn't work the first time, but now I can probably change it, you know what I mean? So that the raid emote can be used everywhere, because it then won't be subjected to the weird rule it was before. But yeah, I think my T-hype one is my follower emote. Yeah, awesome. I like that. Because it seems silly to me that I wanted to go and raid over to other channels, and then I'm bringing people that may or may not be subbed, and then they can't use the raid emote. That seems silly to me. I was like, everybody should be able to use the raid mode. Yeah. I need to. That's one of the New Year's resolutions, New Year's things, is to get more emotes. I gotta get some Phantasma emotes. I have my shadow emotes. Gotta do that. That's next on the docket of things I want to achieve. All of the things. Hopefully. Yeah, I've not commissioned any yet. I really want to get a new animated one, because I have my one OG animated that I love, but I want a new animated slot to open up so I can get a like shadow doing like a long boy stretch. I just think that would be really cute. Okay, this was looking okay. And then I don't know if that was enough. I think this might be... Aw, Saul, thank you so much. Excuse me, sir. Again, what did I say? Santa Saul is just here. You are too much. You are too much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I don't know how what I need to unlock, you know what I mean? In order to do that. Okay, this is still too long. Meatloaf got one. Hey! Yeah, it's interesting when you gift them and then it's like the luck of the draw. It's very nice. Okay, this is actually working. I'm not mad about this. I think originally I was gonna try to do the like loo roll thing and then like have that on the back and be able to stick it over the edge, but I think I might just get a piece of wire and like attach it to either end so I can just kind of hook it. Oh yeah, oh, okay, that makes sense. That does make the most sense of like these people have been around. We need to have like some way of doing that. Like, yeah, giving them to the most worthy individuals, I think. These, again, seem a bit... I think it's still this one. I think this one is still just a smidge too long for my liking. Quite fun, actually, because someone who... Oh, no way! That's hilarious. You're like, oh, whoa. What do we have here? Little lurky loos on the stream, seeing what's up. Aw, that's so unfortunate, Kat. Yeah, I've been, luckily, knock on all the wood, like, so far my interactions on here have been very positive and everyone's been very sweet. I can just imagine, like, how, like, low-key soul-destroying it is to come across somebody who's, like, actually a jerk. Oh. That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so, but you were a mod too? That's... Yeah, that feels shitty. That's not okay. Yeah, that just seems... Because then that's you, like, actively investing your time and energy into their community, and for them to just kind of turn around and, like, smack you in the face like that is rude. And I'm sorry you had that experience. They are worse off, you know? I'm like, you are such a delight, and I enjoy you being here, that I can't, you know, it's their loss. They're rudes. Yeah. Okay. Vibrant enough. That's weird. What a strange statement. I'm sorry that you have bad days and are, you know, a fully functioning human being who has a full range of emotions, but, like, not on my chat. Like, what? Okay. Anybody got time to be vibrant and peppy all the time? I'm like, I sure as hell don't. That's why sometimes I come on here and I'm like, guys, I feel like shit. Okay, let's craft. Very bizarre. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Well, I hope they're in a better place, mentally and emotionally, because it sounds like that was not okay. Be like, wish you all the best, but bye-bye-la. Sayonara. Oh, my miles, they balance their working time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I think it's incredible too, because like a lot of people, obviously, like they're doing it out of like the kindness of their heart and like volunteering their time, and they're not doing it for like any sort of compensation and things, and it's just like, you the real MVPs, man. That's incredible. Yeah, that's the thing, right? And I think that's how people know, like, it's one of those where you're like, if it was an option, it absolutely would happen. We just need to make you #1 Twitch streamer, and then you can do that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's the thing. I think like large streamers do that, but a lot of streamers obviously don't have the option. It's not something they have the capacity for. Okay. Was it that simple? I don't know. I can't tell if, because like from here, it looks not bad. But I'm wondering. Do we add like a little bit more over here just to see? Just to like thicken up on all around. Let's do thick boys all around and just see if what that does, just for funsies, because you know we have We have time. We have the resources. Let's just do it. I think what else has been going on this week. Honestly, the main thing was that I left the house today and went a bunch of running around, and then that was it. Now I'm here. And then yesterday I napped. We did go to the forest yesterday. It's weird because I think Shadow low-key loves the snow. I didn't think. I'm like, he's a skinny little greyhound, like mostly greyhound. I'm like, oh, he's gonna like be like, what is this bullshit? Like, this is no fun. And he loves it. He, like, shoves his snoot in there and, like, eats the snow and runs around and just, like, lives his best life. And I'm just like, wow, oh, okay. So, even though I'm not a big fan of the snow, it, like, makes my heart, you know, my Canadian heart very happy. We're doing a giant cookie decorating party this week because my mom wanted fun Christmas time stuff. Yeah. Oh, how many people are going to be there? That sounds like it's going to be really fun. But yeah, is it a lot? Because did your mom have, she had her appointments next week, or did she already have her appointment that like determines whether or not we're giving the clear or not? Because I know you had mentioned it was soon, but I couldn't remember if it was at the end of this week or if it was early next week. Big Potato mainly only wants my events and shows up. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been trying to post a bit more frequently. He just is a happy boy in the snow. But yeah, that's the coolest thing as well about, like, I don't know, like, being on Twitch and stuff. Like I said, thankfully, I've had good experiences where the people that I've met are just, like, super awesome. And I'm like, I got all these cool friends that are all over the world. My sister's family, grandmother, cousin, I think my mother-in-law, you should check on that. Yeah, Babsy is Tuesday. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so it's a little bit sort of nervy. I could see why you have a bit of anxiety around that, because the appointment is on Tuesday, but you're having everyone around before that. So yeah, I think it will be a lot of fun, and it sounds like your mom is just kind of like, fuck it, I just want to like live my best life, and that's amazing. But I can definitely see from your perspective how that would be a little bit nerve-wracking, especially because the biopsy hasn't been completed yet. You know what I mean? I'm sure like if the biopsy came back and everything was hunky-dory, good to go, you'd be like, fuck it, let's have everyone over, let's have a big shebang cookie decorating extravaganza. But you're like, right now just feels a little bit like cutting it too close. So I respect that. Yeah, I do have everyone mapped. It's so fun. I love it. Oh. Sorry, I had the sniffles. Okay, let's do this. Let's put these back on so we don't accidentally stab ourselves again. Safety first, friends. Either you heard us before that hit the spot. Yeah, I think it was a bit of column A, bit of column B. It was so satisfying. I needed to, have a giant sniff of approval. It was a satisfaction sniff. Okay, I'm a bit worried that we made this too chunky, but we will fix it. It'll be fine. I'm trying to think. Does everyone have any excited? You know, Kat's having a big old cookie decorating, party, which sounds incredible. I'm trying to think what I'm up to this weekend. I know Monday it's my brother-in-law's birthday, so we're going over to my in-laws, my mother-in-law's to celebrate. But the weekend, I'm not sure. Liam's going to a friend's Christmas, like a friend of his, their like company Christmas do tonight. And so I'll probably just be hanging out with Shadow and playing Dreamlight Valley. But the weekend we usually go to the dog park at least one of the weekends in the morning. Other than that, we need to see if you can make marshmallows. That would be awesome. Homemade marshmallows sounds amazing. Ooh. There's a YouTuber that we watch, that me and Liam watch, called Josh Wiseman, and I think he has a video on making homemade marshmallows. It's like part of a larger video, but one of the components is making marshmallows. If I remember correctly. But yeah, so I don't even know how it started, but a few years ago, one of the things that Liam and I do now is we pick a store, and we both go to the store, and we give ourselves like an hour, and we each buy stuff for each other's stocking in the same store. And we were like elevating it each year. So one year we went to like the pound shop, like the dollar store. And then the next year we went like, I think we did Wilco's. And then the next year up we've done Sainsbury's. And I think we're going to do Sainsbury's again because it has such like a mix of stuff. But yeah, so we have to plan to do that soon. I think that's something we might do this weekend because it's getting down to the wire. There's only so many more days, and you don't want to be venturing out when like everybody's last minute venturing out because that shit is stressful. I'm worried I can't get enough Caro syrup. Oh. Yeah, I guess it depends like how much you're trying to make, right? There we go. I think too, trying to have the points of the star be a bit more like evenly distributed without having the star, like this part tilt up too much. I think that was making it look more like a hand and less like a star point. So we're gonna try to fix that. Oh, cotton candy flavored ones. How would you do that? What flavorings do you add to make cotton candy marshmallows? That sounds fun. Okay. So oils fry it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely. Just like, yeah, consumable flavor oils. That's cool. Yeah. I know. I used to be really into, not like super like hell-bent into them, but I went through like an essential oil phase, and I still have a bunch, but I got really paranoid when we got Shadow because I was reading up about like how certain candles and certain things that are in the air can like be too concentrated for dogs and it can be really bad for them, and then I was just kind of like, oh shit. So I was like, so yeah, so I have a bunch of essential oils. I just haven't used a lot of them because I worry about it hurting him. Like, it's one of those where if it's in a well-ventilated area and stuff like that, like, I think it's okay, but we've only just recently, like, started using candles again. Oh, is she in the, like, the doTERRA one? Yeah, the MLM essential oil brands are like not good. I remember somebody trying to sell that to us actually. Me and my mom went to like a health show or something. I can't remember what it was, or like a craft show, whatever. And always the local, oh, Young Living, okay. And yeah, and then the craft show, there's like this person bought a booth, and this woman was trying to talk about how potent these essential oils are as a good thing. And she's like, yeah, I gave some to my granddaughter like to drink orange juice. So she put a couple drops in this essential oil in water in a styrofoam cup. And she's like, yeah, and it's like really potent, it's really good, whatever, whatever. And the essential oil, I shit you not, was like eating away at the styrofoam cup. And this woman was trying to like spin it to us that it was so potent and so great, and that's how it was so amazing. And I'm like, if it's eating the styrofoam cup, I don't want to know what it's doing to your daughter's, like your granddaughter's insides. Like, that's a terrible. She's like, yeah, it's, and I was like, I don't think so. I'm like, that, nope. Yeah. No, I was getting some from like just the health food store because I went through, again, I think it was mostly when I was like, when I lived on my own for a year and I was going through the like summer blue or the winter blues and things like that. One of the things is like aromatherapy. And so there's different sort of like essential oil blends that could be, you know, beneficial for stress and anxiety and like have a calming effect. And, you know, at this point I'm like, sign me the heck up for anything that's gonna potentially like chill me out, you know? So I went through a big essential oil phase because I was like, I'm gonna burn all the smelly things to make my senses, to make my brain stop feeling like mush. So yeah, certain ones are like really potent. But yeah, so I was scent mixing for stress and anxiety benefits. And I do think it helped because I think, you know, there is some truth to like aromatherapy in a little, like in some capacity. But again, I love my dog more than I love aromatherapy. So I got scared and was like, nah. Smells like the Grand Floridian. Oh, interesting. Oh, like an essential oil that smells like a place? That's wild. No, I had no idea. That makes a whole lot of sense, but I genuinely had no idea. That's incredible. So each resort has a different smell. Wow. That's really cool. So then it makes sense that they could then distill that into a fragrance for you to have. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense because I do think that the scent makes a lot of sense. Because yeah, smell is a really big part of eating. So I can see why they would incorporate that for sure. That's so interesting. I've only been to, I went to Disney World when I was, I think how old I was. I was in like the 3rd grade. So I was like 7, maybe, I think. Let me think. Yeah, I was like 7 or 8. So I don't think I was paying attention to those sorts of things at that age, but I would be fascinated about that now. Like if I were to go back, I think I would find that really interesting. Try to like find the smells. artificial scent hunt. Yeah. That would be cool. Okay, this is actually feeling / looking much better to me. It's weird because I feel like on the camera it still looks wonky, but I promise you, from my perspective, it's a bit better. Do I try and point these? Will that make a difference? Yeah, I think so. Let's point these. Let's also add just a smidge more floof to this guy. Either side. Just to give it a little more. Oh no, runaway felting thing. So once we've done this, I do like the idea of adding a bit more like three-dimensional texture to the star, like some sort of geometric ridges in order to add a bit more depth and dimension. So I'm thinking like if we make almost like a star within a star. What time is it anyway? 4. Yeah, so we have a couple hours. So if we're sort of like do something like that. We will point these edges. We will point these points. Get them a lot pointier. Just saying the same word over and over again. It's like when you try to define a word and you just end up using the word or different iterations of it. Like, what does that word mean? Well, the points mean points. It's not helpful. Okay. So if we try to make this, and also try to like make them evenly pointy. So I feel like this needs to be out. We're sort of like, yeah, making this sort of an edge. I think that will help. We're trying to make these look less like arms because I think that's what was happening and it was causing Patrick Star vibes. Oh no! Have your sinus meds kicked in yet? To be fair, when I feel uncomfortable, I'm literally the most useless person. I'm like, I can't focus. Like, when I am in a place of discomfort, that's like my brain just like short circuits, and that's all it can focus on. Yeah, we're trying to eliminate the Patrick out of the star. My apologies. We will redeem him in another month. Oh, no. That's annoying. Can you pop out and get saline spray, like on your lunch break or something? Or is it, there's like nothing kind of nearby? Okay. Whoops, would be helpful if you guys could see what I was doing. Nothing really near. Oh, no, I'm the worst. If I don't know that I have a dedicated parking space, I really stress about that. I will purposely park like a good few blocks away if I know there's a massive car park that's like guaranteed I can park there, then try to do some bullshit parallel parking, street parking thing. Absolutely not. Yeah, no, 100%. Yes. Yes. Once again, Kat, we are proving to be the same person. I feel the exact same way. And I have to scope too. If it's like a new place, like a place I've never been before, I need to look up where the parking is. I'm like, I'm not just going to drive around and wing it. I Google Map and I'm like, where is the nearest parking from this location? That is what we are doing. Yeah. I'm not a fan. Because it's always one of those things where I get really panicky. Like, if you're trying to parallel park and then there's somebody behind you, and then, of course, if you fuck up and you have to, like, do it a bunch of times, and then, of course, you're, like, holding up a queue, and there's a line, and people are trying to get around you, and I'm just like, it's too much. Too much. Yeah, I'm like, if you don't have a dedicated parking space, I don't know what to tell you. Because I also don't mind. Like, I understand some people don't have the, like, luxury of being able to sort of walk a lot further, but that will be my choice. Afternoon, Bubix! How's it going? We are currently shaping our star to make it less starfishy. And I think it's going well. I have faith. I have hope. I think it is going all right. We are de-Patricking this star. It was looking very Patrick star, and we needed to sort that out. I think we will. I do think like a Nickelodeon month would be an excellent idea for stream. So we will make an actual Patrick star at some point, I'm sure. But not for the top of the Christmas tree. That is not... No. I'm sorry. Not for the top of the tree. Beginning of the stream, I full-on stabbed myself, so that's why we got these on for extra protection. I flew too close to the sun. I got too carried away. Saul says I need one of those workplace hazard whiteboards so I can, like, wipe off, you know, the, like, this many days since workplace hazard. It's been this many days since Nostalgia Tash has stabbed herself crafting. And then I would have to erase it and go 0 days. want to really make sure that all of these fibers are attached because I don't trust them. Okay. Cool. We are getting pointy. Oh no! Was it a little frosty? Oh geez, that's rough. Yeah, I was not. I definitely dragged my feet taking Shadow for a walk this morning. I was like, do we really gotta go outside? Do we really gotta go out there? Though you say that, I saw on the weather that it's meant to go up to like +5 tomorrow and just start raining. So I feel like it might actually not be, unless that's changed. Originally I noticed that the weather is going to be, oops, that's not the weather. That's the Wordle. Let me see. Yeah, I guess -5 and then go to +3. Okay, +4. It's Sunday. So it's the Sunday where it's going to be really stupid. So listen to this. Okay, so Friday, it's going to be low of -5, high of +3. Saturday, +4 with a low of -7. And then Sunday, it's meant to be low of 7, high of 7 and raining. And it's meant to rain for the rest of the week. I think it's probably going to be raining on Christmas. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, now it's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't. It was one of those things that I never learned. 20 plus years, and then what is it? I don't know. I want to say like maybe, let's say 10, 12 years I had been driving in Canada, dealing with the snow. And you would think I would remember that you need to leave early because you're going to have to literally dig your car out of the driveway every morning. Did I learn and was I late for everything? Absolutely late. Did not learn my lesson. Yeah, no, absolutely not. I did remember the trick though. That's why like my parents, they had the automatic car starters. So you would do the automatic car starter and then your car would warm up from the inside and that would make it easier to get all the ice off of your car. Terrible for the environment, your car idling for like 10, 15 minutes, but that was helpful to get that off. But the thing that was even worse, yeah, the auto car starters are great. The only thing too is also it got so cold that we would have to we have like extension cords that we would plug our cars into the house to keep them warm so that they would actually start in the morning. And a few times I forgot that my car was plugged in and backed away and like ripped the extension cord out of the house / my car. So that happened a couple of times. So it was always starting your car early, remembering to brush things off, remembering to unplug your car from the house so you don't rip one side or the other off. Definitely did that before. But yeah, but that's the thing, like that's the part that's wild, is it's like, yeah, we have to plug our cars in at night. And this wasn't even like electric car plug-in. This is just regular old car plug-in to make sure the engine doesn't freeze shut and then you can't go anywhere because it would get so cold. So I'm obviously very glad I don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. We had like outdoor, it's like the outdoor sockets that you need. So they have them on these houses. So it's like, at the back of your house, you usually have like a plug-in that you would maybe plug in your corded lawnmower or something. But instead of your lawnmower, it's a cord that plugs into your car instead, and it just like electrically ensures that it starts in the morning. I guess it doesn't heat it. I'm sure it's almost like jumping a car. It basically like connects maybe to the battery or something to ensure that it actually. But yeah, just like you would plug in your phone at night. You just would plug in your car. That's what it is, yeah. But you had to remember to unplug your car in the morning, and I didn't always do that. So I owed my dad an extension lead a couple of times. Yeah. But that's because the car, you know, I don't know how... That's like, you know, we're talking like dropping down to like minus 26, minus 30 degrees Celsius sort of shenanigans. Though I did read, it was interesting, there's actually like a scientific study, because I used to, you know, my parents used to laugh at me when I used to say that I was cold here, because obviously I was grown up in Northern Ontario where it gets down to like minus 30, minus 40 degrees. But apparently the reason why, and to be fair, I had this theory for a while, but it's been backed by science. That the reason why you sometimes feel colder in, like, let's say minus 2, minus 3 degrees as opposed to minus 20 is because water still exists in all three states of matter. So you still have liquid, like solids and gas. But obviously when it gets so cold, all it is a solid. And so it's like literally too cold for water vapor to stick to your face. Whereas in minus 5, minus 2, whatever, there's still water vapor in the air, and so that cold air, like vapors, can stick to your face and stuff, and that's why you feel colder. So it's about moisture content in the environment during the cold, and there is no moisture content in the air when it's like minus 20 degrees, so you don't have to worry about that. So in some instances, it's actually better when it's like that cold as opposed to just like cold light. You know what I mean? Don't really work. Yeah, exactly. No, this is a very niche thing. It's a very, very niche northern community problem. I don't know if like, maybe, I don't even know if any places in the States would get cold enough for that. Maybe, but I feel like it's more of a northern thing, like up into Canada situation. Because even places like Toronto and stuff, I don't think they get cold enough usually to warrant needing to plug the car in, but maybe they do. When I lived there, I was public transportation-ing it, or just walking. Because there's no way in hell I was voluntarily driving around downtown Toronto. No siree. That's like wanting to drive downtown London. Absolutely not. Okay. Does this still look proportioned? Kind of. Sort of, kind of, maybe. I feel like the top looks really good and I'm really impressed with it. It's just when we get to the bottom that some shenanigans seem to be afoot. But again, if we work on making these pointier, I think it just feels like the angle is a bit weird. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know what's going on. Let's look. I think the plan for next week is to just like finish all of the random little things that I've like neglected over the last little while. So the 20th, 22nd, 23rd. Okay, cool. Yeah, this should be fine. It's one of those where I wasn't sure if I was going to be streaming all 3 days, but there shouldn't be anything happening.
It's tea time.
Thank you for that. This is Melbourne Brekkie. Melbourne Breakfast by T2. Still going through my last little bit of T2 stash, despite the fact that it doesn't exist where I am anymore, which makes me sad. There's no, like, good tea shop anymore. Or, like, local to us, which is infuriating. I'm like, I just want a nice little tea shop that I can go and get me some tea. Yeah. I'm not impressed. Now there's like a gin place there, which is fine, but I want my tea. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just like, I guess because what I'm realizing, or what I did realize, is that most people in the UK, they just drink like standard English breakfast, standard like PG tips. So I guess there isn't maybe a market for like bougier teas or like different varieties of teas, because everyone here is just like, no, it's either English breakfast or nothing. And you can just get that at the grocery store. So there's no, you know, it's rude. I've been really enjoying my tea, like my advent calendar, my tea advent calendar. And it's by a company called just like the English Tea Shop, but I don't know if they actually sell that brand like in the store, or if it's just one of those like kind of specialty shop things that come out at Christmas time, you know what I mean? Lipton's iced tea with tons of sugar. Oh man. Iced tea, I used to like really mess with it so hard. Especially Lipton's. The Lipton's here, I don't know, it just tastes, I don't know if it's one of those where I've just become desensitized to it, and maybe it is that sweet, but I find the Lipton's that you can get here, you can only get peach and raspberry and just like the regular lemon flavor, but it just seems too much. Yeah, maybe. I would assume so. Be interesting to know. Because there's this really nice one. I'm just drinking because, yeah. Yeah, because I feel, does the Lipton's iced tea not have sugar already in it? I just assumed that it did, but maybe because in the South you have to ask for like sweet tea, right? Or it's just like regular brewed tea. Because I always assumed that as a baseline, like the Lipton's had it already in it. Hi, Kay! How are you? Yeah, peach Lipton's is nice. My favorite is raspberry, but I don't feel like I can really, I never really find that one here. But yeah, I've been really impressed with this particular tea advent calendar, because a lot of the times, like the teas will be a combination, and it'll be mostly, like it'll be like a black tea or whatever, but then there'll be like a lot of herbal teas, and I'm like, in the morning I need me some caffeine. And so luckily a lot of the teas in this thing, even if they are like, they're usually like tea mixes. So this one was this like peppermint bark tea, and usually when it's peppermint tea, that's just like an herbal tea, and I'm like, meh, I'm not interested. But they mixed it with green tea and added a bunch of other little good stuff in it, and it was really nice. And I was like, caffeinated peppermint tea? Sign me up. I love it. We just regular brew and you would add 1 or 2 cups of sugar. Oh, okay. Yes, and then you add some ice. Gotcha. Yeah, so that makes sense. It's just the regular tea that you then would. You're making your first foray into needle felting. Oh my goodness, Kay, what are you making? Do share, do tell. Spill the proverbial tea. Okay, this foot is wonky in my brain. See, it still doesn't seem right. Like, why aren't you working? Just feel like a little cat face. Aw, that's awesome. I love that. Is it from like a kit, or is it just like you got the supplies and you're doing it kind of freehand, if that makes sense? So many tiny bits. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the eyes and things are quite small. I believe in you, though. I think it'll be awesome. It's a kit. Oh, awesome. That's really cool. I'm just adding like just a smidge more bulk on this side just because, I don't know, things are feeling a bit uneven and I don't know why. I'm like, why can't the bottom half of this star just cooperate like the top half of the star? That's like all I'm asking of it. I don't know why it's being sassy with me. Because I think the points are right, but I don't know if it, I think it has something to do with the angles. Again, I don't know if these are just like that tiniest bit too long. The only Southerner who dislikes sweet tea. Yeah, oh, who knows? Do you like tea in general and just not sweet tea? Like just like kind of a regular brewed black tea, or are you just like no bueno, no tea? Just no, none of that. Yeah. There you go. You're kindred Southern spirits, you two. I feel like this warrants getting scientific. I'm confused. Let's do some measuring. I love tea, but only... Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is like, yeah, roughly 6 centimeters. What are you? You are also roughly 6 centimeters, but it is a little bit longer. It's like 6.5. So maybe we have to get it further down. Maybe that's the problem. And then this one's like 7. Okay. Speaking of peach tea, we're gonna pour her peach tea. Then there's some peach schnapps in it. Ooh. Hey man, when you get to a certain age, who cares? Who cares? I remember they always like interview elderly people. They're being like, oh, this person's lived to be, 100 and something. What's their secret? And it's usually like, I smoke a pack a day and drink straight whiskey. And you're like, hey, grandma, you do you. If that's what you gotta do. I'm like, who am I to get in the way? Yeah. My grandpa, before he passed away, he developed like such a sugar addict. Like he was so into sugar. And when they were in the retirement home, like the assisted living home, when they would be down at the, like at the tables, like in the kitchen, they would have, like, you know, those sugar packets that you would have, like the individual packets to put your coffee, like to put in your coffee and tea and stuff. He would just take the sugar packets, like 2 or 3 at a time, rip them open, dump the sugar straight in his hand, and just shovel it into his mouth. And my grandma would have to, like, because he was in a wheelchair at the time, she would push him and strategically avoid the tables because he would be trying to reach to the sugar packets and rip it open. And then they would, like, sit him in his chair when they got back to their apartment. And his wheelchair would just have tons of little sugar granules all over it because he was just, like, dumping sugar in his mouth. And it's like, the man's in his 80s. Let him do what he wants. I don't know, man. I'm like, if I was 80 and I had a sugar addiction, I would be doing the same thing. Before they went into the home, like when he was a little bit more coherent, he used to take tomato slices and dip them in sugar, and my grandma again would tell him off. But yeah, he just decided, nope, screw cut out the middleman, cut out the tomato middleman. It's just straight shots of sugar packets. I'm like, hey man, live your best life. I just now started eating tomatoes. Yeah. Tomato soup and sugar does not sound. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've definitely, like, salted my tomatoes. I think because tomatoes, like, as a base, especially with, like, for instance, like, ketchup and stuff like that, like, ketchup has added sugar, and that gets quite sweet. So I would assume it's kind of like it would sort of taste maybe ketchup-y. That's my theory. Yeah. Eat salt on fruit. Interesting. You've only just started eating tomatoes. Yeah. I've always been not, like, I've not sought them out, but I enjoy tomatoes. So I'm usually the type of person when, like, somebody gets a tomato on their sandwich. My brother used to always, before we'd go on road trips, we would always have to stop at Tim Hortons before the road trip, like you do. And he would always ask for a BLT without the T. And then they would always forget and give him the T. And so then I always ate the tomatoes. But I know some people can't do that. For some people, it's like if the tomato has touched something, it's like contaminated the whole thing. But for him, it was all right. Interesting. Is there like particular fruits that he prefers to have salt on them? Because I've seen, for instance, like you can make like, what's it called? Like when people make salads, like spinach salads with fruit, and they usually have like a balsamic on it. And I think balsamic itself is quite salty, so that would make sense. Or I've also seen like little appetizers for like prosciutto wrapped cantaloupe. And obviously prosciutto is quite spicy, or not spicy, quite salty in comparison. So I could see that potentially being a thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like people already sort of do those kinds of combinations, but just with like other foods. As opposed to just, like, cutting out the food and just taking it for, like, its bare, like, component, you know? Watermelon and cantaloupe. Yeah, like, I definitely could see there being a world in which the cantaloupe part makes sense. Because, like I said, there is, like, a lot of appetizer recipes for prosciutto and cantaloupe. And prosciutto is, like, a very salty cured meat, so... That's very interesting. I'm, like, very curious as well to try that. Though I do find, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of cantaloupe of all of the melons. My favorite is honeydew, and I find it's really hard to come across here. There's nothing online not long ago with people putting mustard on watermelon. Yeah, I saw that too. I never ended up trying it. That wasn't something I was particularly keen on. We found a salty watermelon flavored whiskey the other day. Oh, interesting. Yeah. A watermelon whiskey. Because I feel like watermelon itself, like artificial watermelon has hella flavor, but I feel like watermelon on its own, like you'd have to have a lot of it in order for it to have any sort of distinguishable flavor. I don't like the texture of melons. That's fair, Kat. That's definitely, especially too, honestly, certain melons, again, this is why I'm not a big fan of cantaloupe, because I find that cantaloupe gets really slimy really easily, and I'm like, not about that. Hi, Nungday, how are you? How's your Friday? Okay, yes, this is going well. I think we need to make these smaller than I think I want them to be, and then it will work. But yeah, honeydew is my favorite, and I find it really difficult to come across here. That and spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash is not sold in grocery stores here. You have to like go to the farmer's market to really hunt one down. We just have butternut squash here, and I'm like, spaghetti squash is the goat of all of the squashes. In terms of like cooking squashes. Like pumpkin is good, but in terms of like cooking squash, spaghetti squash is the goat. And I'm upset that I can't find it here as easily as I would like. Just got my nails done, had them done, and got a bit shorter. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Have you posted them anywhere? What did you get? These are your Christmas nails now, I'm sure. Because I know you got, like, sweater. Did you get sweater nails last time? Like, sort of the sweater texture? In, like, bright colors. So I think now you've done the Christmas ones. Not yet. Festive nails. Ooh, festive nails. Yes. Saw an odd promo. Banana dripped in pesto. Again, that's another food that I think you can make savory if you wanted to. You know what I mean? I think it's so, like, yeah, it's, like, interesting. Interesting. I love that your nails were interfering, but you're just like, feels weird. The most basic design. Really? Yeah, that's odd. It's always so weird to me because I usually put, like, I have to repaint my nails, but I usually put, again, like, something glittery on top of my nails. And every once in a while, I'll, like, really scale it back and, like, just do, like, patterned cremes or, like, instead of going with my everything taco, I'll put something, like, a little bit lighter. And I'm like, it's really pretty, but it's not, you know, just the in-your-face glitz and glam that I am used to. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a weird feeling where it's like, oh, it looks really pretty, but it's just not nearly as exciting. Snap the other one and almost pulled off another. Oh, wow. Jeez. Because I know before, your long nails have actually saved you from getting stabbed with your sewing needle through it. So that's interesting now. It's so funny because you're like, these are the shortest I've ever had them, but they're still so long. They're still a decent length, Nungday. They're really pretty though. Very sparkly. I can see what you mean though. They're, it's so funny because they're still so glittery and sparkly, but yes, for you they are a bit more muted. These are Nungday's casual nails. Yeah. They're not as sharp either. Really? Those still look pretty sharp. I think you could still cut a bitch if you needed to. Yeah. Oh, I get to a point where when my thumbnails get really long, like when I'm trying to text and they get too clicky, it frustrates me. I can only do it for certain, like, some people, like, again, I think Nungday is like a pro, long nail pro. I can't. That's not a workable length for me personally. But for others, it's absolutely. Okay, I think now the proportions are starting to make sense. We've really shortened this one a lot more than I think I don't know, I didn't realize. Okay, I didn't realize you weren't even in the Discord. How rude. We need to fix that. We need to fix that, obviously. Let me whisper that link to you, my friend. Copy. Paste. There you go. I've just whispered that to you. So you can join and fill out your, introduce yourself. Are you on, you might already be on the map of friendship, because everybody who joins the Discord automatically gets added to the map of friendship, but you might have also previously redeemed map of friendship at some point. So let me see. No, so when you fill that out, give me like your generic sort of location, because we don't want you to dox yourself, and then we'll add you to the map of friendship as well. Very exciting stuff. Yeah, absolutely, right? Don't deny yourself the pleasure of viewing the sparkliest of nails, but realize that this is also Nungdae's most casual nail set in a while. The most casual of sparkly claws. Okay, let's get the scientific measuring out. That one's a 6. Yeah, this is much closer. Much closer. It's wild because it seemed like it was proportionate, and then I was like, why does it look funky? And it's like, no, man, it's a whole centimeter longer, which wouldn't make, like, you wouldn't think it would make a big deal, but it really, like, messed with it. I think because stars, for the most part, like, you know, like your stereotypical star is all sort of even in terms of like the Christmas tree stars and stuff, that it just really felt off despite the fact that like it really isn't that much of a difference. Just little tweakage, little tweaks needed. Though it's getting really chunky to be able to like point, but that's all right. You can figure it out. Why is it? It's like when I go to point it, then it gets longer. I'm like, listen, we want you to be pointy, but short. Why is that so difficult for you to accomplish? I also got a gift voucher for my mom. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I'm sure she'll appreciate that. Just like a nice little treat herself. Manicure. It was one of the things that me and my mom used to do with each other. We used to go get pedicures together. Obviously, we've not done that in a while because she lives on the other side of the world. But that used to be our mother-daughter bonding time. There was this nail salon near, like, in our hometown that used to do these, like, real bougie ones where you would have, like, the paraffin wax and, like, the fancy, like, massage chairs and, like, all the bouginess and stuff like that. And so we used to go on a little treat ourselves bonding extravaganza. And get a gift voucher for a massage place. Ooh, oh, that would be awesome. Yeah. Because it's one of those things, I think some people, they would never get something like that for themselves. So then it's, like, really, really awesome when they get them as gifts because they would never, like, sort of treat themselves otherwise. You gotta be like, treat yourself, Mom. You deserve it. Okay, surely this is the right size. Good enough. We'll work on the other one and then we'll see. Because this one's definitely still too long. Yeah. See if we can get that one down. Because I think I'm happy with the top half. It's the bottom half that's been giving me shenanigans. So hopefully I can sort this nonsense out. Yeah, after we finish the shape, that's where once we're happy with the shape, I think I will, again, like I said, attempt a bit of, like, the three-dimensional geometric stuff just to give it a bit more dimension. But then if we cock it up and don't like it, we can always just flip it over and pretend that it never happened. But I think it'll look cool. We just need to believe in ourselves. Be brave. Believe. Believe in ourselves. Woohoo! Excellent, Kat. Way to push through the sinus congestion and be the champion you need to be in the world. Honestly, like, every little win helps. Especially when you're like, I literally have the least desire to do, like, I have zero desire to do anything productive today. If you can do even the tiniest bit of productivity, it's excellent. On days like that, I always make myself to-do lists with, like, the most basic shit on it so that I can cross stuff off and feel accomplished. Like, eat lunch. Or, like, have a shower. Brush my teeth, you know? That's nice. Aw, excellent. It's actually, like, things are starting to kick in and loosen up a bit. That's ideal. Right? Exactly. Every little win helps. Sorry, I just want to give me 1 second. Oh. So I'm just looking at the card you sent. It's very cool. The Sol trading card set. Sol PFP. 1 out of 30. I love it. I love the scrolls. I don't know. I'm a sucker for like a cool looking scroll. Like a scroll banner. I don't know, man. I just think it looks legit. Too legit to quit. Your grandmother had this all before for you. Oh no. Yeah. Do you find, is it like one of those really powdery ones, because I find that, I don't know, elderly people seem to love a real powdery perfume, you know what I mean? Where everything's just like very powder-esque. Yeah. Powdery and smells like dead flowers. What a combo. What a combo. I think that's a good idea, Salt. Just sort of like keeping it simple and then elevating it later on. I don't know if you've ever like fooled around with Canva, Sol, because I know there's a free elements to Canva, or you can pay for like Canva Premium. That's what I use for a lot of stuff. The only thing that's annoying though is when you find like the most perfect graphic and it's behind a paywall. The last time I did get the premium, but it was expensive, so I'm probably not going to do that this year because it's a lot. But there is a lot of free stuff on there. You just have to kind of weed through, you know what I mean? But yeah, Canva might be helpful. You might enjoy noodling around on that one. But also, I feel like, you know, MS Paint is the OG. Sledgehammer between the eyes. Oof. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I advocate for Canva. Just trying my damnedest to shrink this a little bit. It's the shrink and point technique. That's what we're doing. We are shortening the shorten and point. Shortening the leg, pointing the tip. Hoping for the best. How are we feeling about this? I'm gonna make sure that I'm fully securing these tiny balls. Yeah, stuffing. I know sometimes what I found, at least when I was working on my tree, that it helps when you're making something to like leave fibers sort of at the end. So when you find like, if you make like a perfectly rounded ball and you stab all of that in and there's no kind of fibers hanging out, it then sort of it's really dense and doesn't sort of give you any fibers to attach to another object, if that makes sense. So like when I would try to do things, I would like take a bit of, and then like roll it into a ball, I guess, stab it, but then sort of leave like almost like a little tail, kind of. It doesn't have to be that big, but like a tiny amount. And then that's gonna be the stuff that will really help you like attach it to the other piece. You know what I mean? Because if it's like, that's what the thing I found, that if it's already like fully densely felted, then the fibers are too sort of like tangled in their own mess to want to like venture out and attach anywhere else. So that's what I've found. Like if you have any, like, yeah, trying to leave little tails on things, that, or if it's like very slow strategic stabbage, like where you have to take it and then just like stab it all the way through very slowly in multiple places and hope that it works. Yeah, no problem. Hopefully that helps. It's annoying because I stab all of this just to make sure it's like super chill, and then we end up puffing out the tip, and that's not what we want. We don't want that. We'll fully integrate via stabbage on both sides, and then we'll secure the points, and then we will add the texture, or add the geometric elements. Okie-dokie. Yeah, this is... I almost feel like I need to pull up like the before photo of this, and then we can look at the after, and I feel like we have come a long way. This is looking much more... This is much less Patrick. I feel like we've officially removed the Patrick from this. Let me show you guys the before. Can't really. So this is the before. Oops. Yeah, right, he's very much not visible, right? So here's the before, where it just is very, like, janky and long and sort of, yeah, it looks like Patrick Star without clothes on. And now this looks very much like an actual star. And less like a Patrick. So I'm very pleased. I'm pleased we were able to de-starfishify this. So let's just really phone it home. Really double down on this, on these points. Again, trying really hard not to accidentally lengthen these while we're pointing them. Because for whatever reason, every time we go to point these, it then ends up making these longer than I want them to be. Which is not good. Okay, let's see. Jeez, that one's a 5, but it's not really anything we can do about that. This one is still like reading 7, which is annoying, but I it seems more proportioned despite the fact that I've been measuring it and it's saying that it's not. So, I don't know. I don't know. Gonna be one of those that, like, the more I mess with it, the more it's like, you have to know when to step away. And right now I have yet to learn that lesson. So we're just continuing. Yeah, no problem. Hopefully eating might help too with your congestion. I find when I'm congested, all I want to do is eat. Okay, I feel like I'm happy with this. Now, we're going to mix these fibers and just sort of create a little bit of like an architectural thing in the center. Almost like a star within a star, just to give it a bit more dimension. But we need to mix these because they're still very much reading from two different piles of color, and so we just need to pop that to the side and work on. So see how like you can see a distinct almost striping effect between the two? We don't want that. We want a seamless blend, or as seamless as we can get. So we're gonna try. And break up this color blocking and hope that we can mix this. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, mostly because I don't have the patience to do that. But we can make it so that it's a lot less stripy in its consistency. Now I don't know if I want to just do almost like a ridged outline of the star, or if I want it to be more like a center blob kind of going outward. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense? Yeah, I don't know if I want to do sort of like almost like a cookie cutter sort of indent slightly within the star, sort of like that, or if I want to sort of have it work its way out. Not sure. Not sure. think maybe the best way might be to almost like make little rolls, just because I think there's a potential worry that if it's not kind of like felted into a bit of a stiffer design, then it's just kind of gonna melt into the fat, like into the structure, and just kind of look bumpy as opposed to strategic. So we're going to try to avoid that by like pre-sausaging. Yeah, I'm still not sure what I want to do. Yeah, maybe. I think that if I start with like 5 raised sort of central things sort of going into the center of the star, and then we can sort of go from there if we want them to just stay like that, or if we want to create like, I don't know, a bit more going on in the center. We'll see. Okay, we'll start with this just because I'm impatient. Because I am impatient and I don't feel like felting all of that right now. Okay. Okay, I guess I need 5. Duh. Let's pop that there, that there, this here. Wait, felting requires patience. Yeah, well. Guess it depends what you're felting, and honestly. No, I've not. Okay, I'm just sort of laying this out. Is it a recent sketch? Oh no! Yeah, that was me earlier. I'm like, join the club, Kay. First finger stab. It's alright, you've just ripped off the band-aid. Yeah, 12 days ago. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Well, we know you love that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm surprised as well. Good for you for holding out that long. I think sometimes though when you're doing like the smaller points of the felting, it's like ooh, is this gonna bring it back up into starfish territory? No, I don't think so. I think it'll be okay. But yeah, I think when you're felting smaller things, you're like a bit more strategic with how you're doing it, so it's like you're less likely to. I find when I'm doing larger sections, because I'm just like not thinking, I'm just stabbing all willy-nilly, that's when I find I'm more likely to hurt myself. Yeah. Yeah, I think to sort of avoid this doing almost like sand dollar vibes, I have to kind of slowly move this out. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I definitely think that there's some truth to that for sure. Yeah, I definitely think this could work. Just want to make sure I get the point as pointy as possible because I think that will also help. Centered and pointy is the main goal with that. Next one. I'm just gonna like kind of lightly felt each one just to get it started. I actually think I might need a bit more on that, but then as long as I get like the sort of first section of it okay, and then we can always add more floof because I think we'll definitely need it. I think I actually just might add a little bit more to this one here already. Yeah, this yellow has like these weird, incredibly dark fibers mixed in with it. It's really annoying because it's super obvious. Yeah, I don't think I like pre-felted this one as much as I did this one, so it's looking a little flatter. So hopefully though, we're still achieving the desired effect. Okay. Oops. Partially felted that one to there. Okay. But yeah, once we get the sort of rough idea done, and then I think we can just focus on beefing those up. And hopefully it looks all right in the center. Let me just pull up this sort of reference image inspo. Yeah. Okay. Yes, okay. Okay. I'm going to try and felt this one just a little bit more than the last one, just because it seems like that's the way forward. and spread these out as it gets to the bottom. Just because I think it would look dumb if it was just like kind of going straight in. It needs to sort of mimic that star shape as opposed to just like straight lines. So we're definitely gonna need more felt to tie those together, which is fine. Last two to get the sort of basic position set up, and then it'll be about just building that up. Yeah, this one's going to be really wide, so it's probably good that we have a little bit more wool. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. Hope the phone call goes well. We should be on here until 6, but yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope the rest of your needle felting goes well. Please feel free to post progress photos or when you finish it, because I'm really excited to see. Excellent. Final floof. Final floof that ever did floof. making sure that we have the shape that we want in terms of that this is sort of spread out the way we want it. We're covering, we're doing a star outline essentially, so I just want to make sure that we're doing the outline. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, I think it's one of those, again, like with all needle felting, it starts and I'm like, this is gonna be trash, and then by the time we get to where we want to go, I'm like, actually, I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, I feel a lot better about this going on top of the tree than where we started. Making sure we end at the points we want to. Making sure, because I know we will have like extra fluff here. So as long as, it's almost like, you know, when you decorate a cookie and you do like the royal or the icing and you have to do like your outline and then you can sort of fill it in afterwards. I feel like that's what we're kind of doing. We're making sure that this outline is the outline we want, like it's all equal distances apart, and then we will fill it in. Make sure we're happy with the amount of like original star that we've left underneath. I'm trying to put, oh, are you? Oh my goodness, what are you gonna felt? Oh yes, the cookies, sorry. Yes. Yeah. Oh, you've never done that? I've never done that either in terms of like the lining and then the filling it in. I've like decorated, I don't know, attempted to use the technique, but I don't think with the right tools. So I've done that with like Halloween cookies, and I use melted chocolate instead. So I sort of again did the chocolate outline, or just sort of like basically free poured, but because the chocolate like sort of was drying or hardening as I was pouring it, I was able to sort of like do that. But yeah, I've always been fascinated by like the way people do the cookie outlines and then do like the pouring of the rest of the icing in there. And hey man, it's one of those things too where like if you mess it up, at least they're tasty and you can just eat the mistakes. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, no one saw that. You just like shove the cookie in your mouth and pretend it never happened. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. You can't see nothing here. You're like, nothing to see here, friends. I wonder if we can add blue. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if like, depending on like the kind of, like if that would like mess with the consistency or the flow of the stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes if you add something to something, it like changes the consistency, and so maybe it won't like flow as well. But I think most flavorings are pretty viscous, so it shouldn't mess with it that much, I wouldn't think. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. You might as well. Are you just doing like basic sugar cookies? Those are usually the best. They're like a good like baseline for icing, like cookies that you ice. Hate almond flavor. Oh, is it? I didn't realize that. Yeah, I didn't know that it was a common flavoring in royal icing. That's annoying. That'll be awesome. Yeah, it's a good thing that you're doing it in a couple different batches. It'd be so like, it would be hectic, I think, if you tried to bake them and cool them and decorate them all on the same day. They're probably easier to decorate once they're fully cooled anyway. So it's probably a smart idea. Good idea. Okay. So now we've done the outline. Now it's just going to be about continuing to increase the volume of it. So that will be, yeah. So that'll be that day. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Definitely. Yeah, if people don't want to do the decorating, they can still like contribute doing the baking. Like it doesn't have to be one or the other sort of thing. So I'm happy with the front. I think because we have to spread out the, as we get further out, we sort of lose a bit of that density further back. I'm just gonna add a little bit more to the back here. I just don't want so many like wayward fibers. And it's like I'm trying to like get bouncy volume, but also make sure that all of the fibers are like attached. Maybe if I sort of go at it sideways, that might help too. And just make sure that either side here is getting sufficient fluffiness. Kind gotten to the part where we're just like finessing. Go. Happy with that one. One down, 5 to go. Probably gonna need to make sure that we finish mixing that other, finish blending, sorry, that other wool that we started. Yeah, this is the top one. I was like, why is this one looking a little bit... Yes, this is the thick boy at the top. That's why. So this, I think the center part is the one that's, it's gonna, I don't know, we'll have to try to find a way to like blend this so it doesn't look like they're distinctly coming from the same, like from two different sections. But I don't know, we'll see. It might be fine. But we do need to add a little bit more oomph to the center here. Hopefully, ooh, let's say hopefully we can get this done in the next 5-10 minutes. Like, I wanted to finish this today, but I guess it can't be helped. We can't force things to be finished before they're ready to be finished. Unfortunately, because I was impatient, I didn't finish blending this, so we need to do that. I did most of it, so hopefully. It's just mostly the white that seems to be very stripy. Like I've done such good color blending up until this point. I don't want to get sloppy towards the end. It's like the final push. Hopefully this is enough. I think it might be. I hope it is. If not, we do have wool to mix some more, but it would just be nice to have this be what's almost done. Okay, so we've done that one, we've done this one, now we're moving on to this one, which actually is pretty good in terms of its like fluffiness, its poofiness. It's mostly just further back that I think it needs it. Goal is to add enough fluff so it's elevated enough that like it looks three-dimensional from a distance. I feel like you can really tell with these, but we just want to take it to that next level. Especially because I think like this, there won't be any light actually on the star, you know what I mean? It will be coming from underneath it. Which actually might work out all right, because then I think the shadows, like it will play off against the, like the ridges of the star, so it'll add more dimension to it. So knowing I didn't have any almost like iridescent or like sparkly fibers, I could have maybe felted into this. But it's just not something I have. Yeah. Yeah, I will, definitely. Yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully we get it finished today. If not, I'm going to continue to work on it before I do the reveal, but I'm feeling much better about it. want to spread these out in a way so it doesn't look like it's come from any particular direction. Okay, so we have two more points to beef up. And then we're done. Car on my way this morning had it written on its back windshield, "The evil angels in my car trying to kill me." And then some verse chapter from the Bible under it? Really? Is this that? That's so bizarre. The evil angels in my car trying to kill me. Is that in like reference to their children? Like, my kids are evil and they're trying to kill me? Oh, like they wrote on it as in like, this wasn't like a bumper sticker or something? Oh, that's so bizarre. So they had like written on their car physically something and then were like erratically driving around. Oh dear. Yeah. Can you like report them for erratic driving? I guess it's one of those where you are also driving, so unless you pull over, you can't like really call. You know what I mean? I always find that so like silly. Where you're the one driving, and then it's like, okay, well, someone's being erratic, so I'd like to call to report that, and it's like, yeah, but you can't be on your phone while you're driving, so it's like, well, let's just hope nothing bad happens. Yeah, oh. Yeah, hopefully nothing bad hopefully they got to their destination safely and didn't endanger the lives of anyone else during that, you know what I mean? That's really, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, if they don't. Yeah, I find too, like, obviously this sounds like it was like an even more extreme circumstance, but I find like today when I was driving around, like, dropping Shad off at the groomer and doing all this kind of stuff, because everyone's in like their major like Christmas shopping havoc mode, people were just like, I don't know, like driving very like aggressively, very like, and then people who are like walking in and out of the parking lot like aren't paying attention, and so you're trying to like deal with pushy drivers and also like pedestrians who just don't have a care in the world while you're trying to get out of this like ridiculous parking lot. And so I'm like, this is a lot. Like, there was this woman who swerved to back in and like fully like went right in front of my car, and I was kind of like, girl, if I was gonna inch forward, you fully would have hit me. But yeah. Oh, the amount of people I see, like, when I'm walking or even, like, when I'm driving and you look over and you see people staring down at their crotch, I'm like, why are people still texting and driving? I don't understand. Like, it's been so, like, it's, that's, like, my big pet peeve is, like, why are you doing this? Like, I just feel like there's hands-free options. If it's that important, like, give them a call. You do not need to text people while you're driving. That's, like, one of the, you know what, that's what grinds my gears. I'm like, you know what grinds my gears? And even too, like, I remember as well, like, I had friends where, like, I would be the passenger in the car and they're texting and I'm like, do you want me to do this for you? Like, do you want me, like, I am right here. I am not trying to focus on the road. Do you need me to text on your behalf? Like, anything like that? No, it's fine. It's like, no, actually, it isn't fine. Bitch, give me your phone. Like, I think in the future, if I'm ever a passenger and somebody is texting while driving, I'm going to take their phone and, like, yeet it into the back seat and be like, now what? Be like, if it's that important, pull over. Yeah, it's always made me... Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one of those, like, I remember when I first started driving, like, I remember being, like, a little reckless little shithead and stuff like that, but it's, like, I see grown-ass people doing this, and I'm like, no. I would like to think that we have evolved, but I guess not. I think just especially, too, because, like I said, the technology is there. Voice-to-text is there. Bluetooth in the car is there. Like, there are so many other options that it completely takes away the need to do that. Really? That's wild. Good for you. Okay. I think we're just gonna add like some little... just to... Yeah. That's good, because, like, we have some truck drivers here that you can tell that they're, like, dicking around on their phones and stuff. So it's good that your dad is, like, absolutely not. Okay. I'm just gonna be really sort of try to emphasize and exaggerate the poofs. And then I feel like we are done. anybody has any raid suggestions, let me know. If not, we'll go and see which of our friends are online and we will go say hello to them. The only one who meshes on my list. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've noticed that too. I'm like, it's always those two that are on. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if anyone else is. But if not, we'll definitely go see one of them for sure. All right. I think she is finished. Wowie wow. I think the center poofy star sort of it's a Patrick within a star. It seems like a little bit where we have a little bit of the Patrick star coming back in this one, but like I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. Here we go. Not bad at all. Cool. Excellent. So that's gonna go on the tree. So I'm gonna probably take like a wire or something and just kind of hook either side of it, and then just to make sure it doesn't fall off the tree. But other than that, she is D-O-N-E done. Much happier with that. And who knows? We might embellish it. We might do something else with it. Who knows? For now, though, maybe we make like a 2.0 version next year. But this is Tree Topper version 1 with potential upgrades as the years progress. And there is nothing wrong with that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to see it on the tree. I think it's gonna look awesome. We have like a bunch of little scragglers and things, so I'll probably clean that up. But in terms of the actual construction itself, I'd say we are D-O-N-E done. All right, let's go and see which of our friends are streaming. And we will go and say hello. Ugh, I think I just got felting fiber up my nose. Whew, wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be the first time. Aw, MakerBug is doing her final stream. We obviously have to go. It's not her final stream ever. It's her like final stream of the year. Holiday party. Obviously, we have to go and say hi to her. Just, we must. Yeah, it does sound tickly. It is. Absolutely. Okay, let's go send Megan all of the love. She is such a fabulous person. If you're not already following her, you need to go and do that. And then we'll be back here next week. Stay tuned for the schedule over on my Instagram. Exclamation point Instagram if you want. And yeah. We'll figure out what we want to do next week, and I will let you guys know. But until then, have an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys later. Bye!